We are in early vote season. Georgia, can I just say how much I love you right now? The early vote numbers have been amazing, and to the point where I'm seeing video clips of people saying, "Yeah, I went to early vote, and it took me like an hour." Because the line was long, and I was like, "What?" But yeah, apparently the voting apparatus, the structure seems to be a bit healthier this time around. We're not seeing a whole lot of difficulty with, like how we had in previous elections, where the machines didn't have the plugs. So you had the voting machines, you had the voters, but you didn't have the plug to connect the voting machines to the wall, right? Those sorts of voter suppression sorts of things, and so it seemed to be less of that, at least in these early days of early voting, but. It's been amazing to see. Like, I'm so hyped about early voting. The first day we can vote here in New York is October 26th, which is also Golden Day. That's the last day you can register to vote and still participate in this election. So you could literally register and vote on the same day if you do so on October 26th. That's our Golden Day. But we have our early voting days, which start on October 26th here. I'm so excited about it. And I hope all of you who do have the ability to early vote, please do so. And if you're going to use a mail-in ballot, and I said this yesterday, I'm going to keep saying it. If you have the ability to drop off your mail-in ballot in a white community, I suggest you do it. We know racism is a thing. It impacts our infrastructure. And it also, because we still have Louis DeJoy at the head of the post office, because firing him is not something that President Biden has the capacity or the ability to do. He doesn't have the executive authority to do that. And he's been playing with the mail system since Trump put him in office. So if you have the ability to do a mail-in ballot, and you can mail it in a white neighborhood, because racism is a thing, then I just suggest that you do so, because it's just going to be, it's the safest way to do it. It's the safest way to do it. I also want to talk about some disinformation campaigns that are taking place. We're seeing it in some significant ways. Going to talk about one such ad that essentially is telling Black people, you got to make sure you come out to vote on November 6th. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that statement? Anybody know what's wrong with telling Black people to come out to vote on November 6th? You might be thinking, well, Lurie, they're doing a get out the vote campaign. They're encouraging people to get out the vote. Well, guess what? The last day to vote is November the 5th, which is a Tuesday. And these ads are already, and they've done this before. This is some story coming out of Michigan, where the Republican running for Congress he's running for Congress in a seat that's currently held by Alyssa Slotkin, who's running for Senate. So she was in the congressional seat in the state of Michigan. She's now running to represent Michigan in the Senate. And so the congressman who's running as a Republican in that seat, the folks who are supporting him are now publishing ads in Black-owned newspapers. So that tells me a few things, like Black-owned newspaper, number one, who's vetting these ads? Because they published an ad in Black-owned newspapers telling the audience to vote on the wrong day. I need us to we have to have a conversation. We're going to have to have a discussion. Because somebody has to approve the ad. Somebody's got to clear the ad. So we're going to talk a little bit about that because it's in the paper right now. It's in the paper right now. So I just need us to be aware of what's happening. And they say journalism is dead. And I know what that means in terms of white institutions and white papers, but the ability to have resources that will allow you to properly run your media outlet is also something that a lot of Black outlets struggle with. So we're going to talk a little bit about it, get into it. I know there's more to it than just that, but I was like, ooh. They didn't just say go out and vote on the wrong day. They said go out and vote on the wrong day, and they put it in one of our papers. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that.